Hall. Yeah. And I just got to the study room. It's 303. 303. Now, I did send quite a few emails today, and I didn't get any responses from last week's emails about forgery, fraud, kidnapping, hate crimes, and victimization of American citizens. Now, there's this idea that nobody cares. You don't care. You just don't care. Well, there's a big problem with being in law enforcement, and it's your actual job description to have to care. See, we have what's known as the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice. Yes. And within the laws of the United States, there is an obligation of law enforcement to care about what is known as civil rights. Now, this Civil Rights Division, yes, let's say voting rights. Clallam County just had a primary election where they sent out 50,000 voter ballots. Yes. They had a 22% response rate. Now, when you consider voters and those in office, I think that's a little low. Now, I know if we had to go to an actual voting booth to vote during a primary election, yes, there might be some concerns that the actual government is depriving citizens of the awareness that they need to vote. Now, I have a problem where somebody changed my state issued identification and falsified the accusations of me violating a protection order. Yes. Had me arrested using the false identification of 6 feet inches, 225 pounds. Yes. Said I lived at 1023 Kitchen Dick Road was my last known address. Now, just thinking about, well, what are you obligated to think about when you're employed? I would say the 2 count criminal complaint in Jefferson County. Yes. Where you said I was 6 feet tall, 225 pounds. Yeah. My driver's license and the date of expiration, July 13th of 2014. Now, since officer number 00638 alleges a violation date of June 16th of 2017, yes, cyber stalking and no contact order, protection order violation, yeah, I actually wasn't in Jefferson County on that day. In fact, I don't think I had been to Jefferson County for what could have been years. Now, when you think about fabricating evidence against citizens, yes, this is a civil rights violation. And my understanding is when you use forgeries, yeah, to issue court orders, yes, that are going to expire after the age of 16 for the minors named, yeah, you do have an obligation to care. Now, you might not like me, but there are what's known as the laws of the United States. See, it was alleged that on or about June 16th of 2017, yes, that I had emailed somebody at the workplace of Heidi Lee Budnick. I didn't email anybody in Brennan, Washington. I didn't email anyone at the Quilcene School District because that's where my sons go to school. Now, when you say that I'm cyber stalking, you didn't tell me exactly what email address was being used. See, this is a problem because cyber stalking involves the use of emails. Yes, some sort of internet communication. Yeah. Now, if I didn't email the school where my sons have been going to school, yes, and I didn't email the location where my wife is employed, yes, and I didn't email their personal email addresses, though it was available to me. Obviously, since she became an employee of the Brennan School District, I did know where her emails were. You can't say that I'm cyberstalking. Now, did the sheriff's department personally take an email? Yes. That I had sent to law enforcement? Yes. To the location of the employment of my wife. See, the idea is that the defendant, known as Paul C. Budnick, yes, in Jefferson County, Washington, on June 16th of 2017 or earlier, yes, did with intent to harass, intimidate, torment, or embarrass any other person, and under circumstances not constituting telephone harassment. Obviously, I didn't call her. Yes. Makes an electronic communication to such person or a third party. Yes. Using any lewd, lascivious, indecent, or obscene words, images, or language, or suggesting the commission of any lewd or lascivious act. Yes. Now, B, anonymously or repeatedly whether or not conversation occurs. Yes. And C, in threatening to inflict injury on the person or property of the person called or any member of his or her family or household. Yes. Now, since I intentionally did not email my wife or my sons, yes, I did email the Squibb School District. Right. The Port Angeles School District? Yes. The Port Townsend School District? Yes. See, I did email the Squim Police Department, the Port Angeles Police Department, and the Port Townsend Police Department. I emailed the Clallam County Sheriff's Department and the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department that the protection order, yes, violates my civil rights, the civil rights of the 5 minors named, yes, and the petitioner's civil rights to not have a protection order issued. Now, is there something the Sheriff's Department does not understand about? You have to have due process to be able to issue court orders. You cannot deprive Americans of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Yes. Now, every time I included RI.PDF, yes, it actually says that the protected person did not sign it. It says that the petitioner did not sign it. Yes. There was the use of forgeries of the ex officio Superior Court clerk. Yes. There's the use of the forgery of the court commissioner's signature. Right. The state does not have continuing exclusive jurisdiction over the minors named because they can be emancipated. Yes. After the age of 16. Yes. You issued this for 10 years. And the court does not have jurisdiction over the parties, the minors, and the subject matter. Yes. Because the respondent did not receive reasonable notice and an opportunity to be heard. Is there something that you don't understand in the Sheriff's Department? When it says respondent had reasonable notice and opportunity to be heard, yes, that's what's called due process. Notice of the hearing was served on the respondent by personal service, service by mail, or service by publication. There are no exceptions to the necessity of what is known as due process. Now, the court commissioner said, well, he can just motion. What don't you understand? They specifically put that on the form that the court to find based upon the court record, yes, that you have to have jurisdiction over the parties. Now, when the petitioner didn't appear in court because there's no signature on the permanent court order, yes, you didn't have jurisdiction. When you did not give me reasonable notice and opportunity to be heard, you didn't have jurisdiction over the parties. Now, the minors, yes, at the age of 16, Zachary James Budnick had the right to be emancipated. Bishop Thomas Budnick has the right to emancipation. Yes. Deacon King Budnick has the right to emancipation. Yes. Maximilian Johann Budnick has the right to emancipation. Now, this court order actually exceeds, yes, the jurisdiction over the minors. You cannot issue a court